This question is mostly for Professor Hoppe. So you've made what many of us perceive as a lot of very important contributions to libertarianism, such as argumentation ethics, Austrian class analysis, the critique of democracy, contributions that have helped bring people to libertarianism and helped libertarians get libertarianism right, so to speak. Kinsella has also brought about his contributions in IP, and of course before you, Rothbard and Mises brought about their contributions. So going forward with the next generation, are there any areas that you would love to see new contributions in, areas that might be underdeveloped in libertarianism, where you would love to see new ideas come about and see libertarianism brought forward to the future?
I think Stephen Kinsella has brought libertarianism ahead quite a bit. If you read my preface to his big book, I hail him as being the most important legal theorist of his generation. You will find a tremendous wealth of additional things in his big fat book. And as you heard before, there are many big fat books coming along in the next few years, if he holds up his promise. Stefan, can you say something about this?
I have thought about this before, about what fields need to be developed. Most of the ones I have in mind are fairly esoteric. A lot of them are pragmatic, like strategy, because we've tried so many strategies over the years. And by the way, someone told me they misunderstood my new IP book will not be 1,000 pages. It's probably 100 pages, so it will be a nice slim synthesis. But that may be something to write about, like areas for future research to give people the suggestions for what they could work on next. But I'm about out myself.
And I think there is nothing wrong. Look, I think in mathematics you also have very slow progress, if at all. In disciplines like logic, you have very slow progress, if any at all. There are some disciplines different than other disciplines. In the natural sciences, there might be continuous progress taking place. In medicine, I hope there will be major progress taking place. As far as economics is concerned, I think there is not much beyond what Mises and Rothbard have done that can be done. We should be just happy that we still know what they have written, that we can just recapitulate it ourselves, that we preserve the culture, our culture and our knowledge that we have is sometimes the only thing that we can do. And we should be happy that those things are not simply forgotten. The ruling elites want us to just not read these books, not learn these things. Every generation has to relearn also a large amount of things from people who lived before them. And as we heard from the IQ talk, this is even more important now as the general IQ is going down. The few people who still have a high IQ have even a greater responsibility now to make sure that those things that already exist will not be forgotten and unlearned, but kept alive. If somebody comes up with something great, I would be surprised, but I've seen at Mises Institute conferences where sometimes people, I do something new. I thought that was, I laughed about it. I didn't see that there was anything new. It was just new confusion that they spread. So learn what is there and recapitulate it and spread these things to other people. Don't always strive for innovation that happens once in a while, that somebody innovates something in these disciplines. I mean, there are disciplines where there are innovations from taking place from day to day, but not in logic, not in mathematics, not in praxeology. There are very minor refinements that can take place, but not much more.
Yeah.
They say in finance that knowledge is not cumulative, it's cyclical. And that gets proved over and over again as we go through one boom and bust after another. And I would say for Austrians in the crowd that are interested in finance, Murray Rothbard wrote a wonderful book called The Mystery of Banking. But at this stage, that needs to be expanded upon considerably to take into account the shadow bank, the expansion of the Fed, the expansion of the Treasury, and the various programs that have been layered one on top of the other. Because as these programs get instituted in each subsequent emergency, they never go away. So, Murray's book, while very valuable, another of his books is What Has the Government Done to Our Money? Or In Defense of the 100% Gold Dollar. Again, very valuable and something that students would never be taught anywhere else. But a book on the entire system, how it works, and the exponential growth of the Federal Reserve and its powers and influences is what should be done. And I would hope that it would be done by some student at the Mises Institute or somewhere else, but that is sorely needed in terms of being shored up.